Hey everyone, how you going? It's Pen here. Hey, just on the back of releasing just a short series about anxiety, because it just comes up in everyday life, and there's different symptoms for all of us as well. So when you think about the word anxiety, what comes up in your mind? What does your mind first think of? Have you ever experienced it? Do you know anybody who has experienced it and you've been there? Or have you been on the other end of a phone with for somebody who has been experiencing anxiety? Now, when I was in the height of my challenging days, which was going through family court and having to write affidavits and making, really the biggest decisions of my life, excuse me, nose is itchy, I'm not going to call it my anxiety, because anxiety is actually my band word and I shouldn't even be saying it. But if I say mine, then I'm actually owning it. But I wanted to get rid of it. So I actually unowned it. And the support I got from a mentor of mine, we then renamed it and called it Unknowing. So, but how it worked for me from a physiological point of view was the fact that my whole front area here, beginning from my stomach, I had this nausea feeling and I couldn't eat. I couldn't actually eat for days and days. And again, during my own dark days, I became extremely thin because I just wasn't eating. I was probably, for my body ratios, I'm probably best at around 57 kilos. I'm not overly tall. I got down to, it was just pretty close to around 47 kilos. So, and at the moment I'm 58 kilos. So, and I'm not a big person, so I was extremely thin, and that's what my unknown used to the symptoms for me. Whereas one of my daughters, she would get blurred vision, she'd become sweaty, and then she'd get a migraine, and then she would throw up eventually. So, and then the other one, of course, and you may have seen I've mentioned this, the other one, she had night terrors. So I ended up having both my kids in my bed for years, and as they grew older, it was too small for the three of us to fit in, so we would bring one of the single mattresses in and put it on the floor, and they would take turns being in my bed, and then the other one was on the single mattress. So my room was pretty full with two growing children, and it was because of their anxiousness that they needed me around. And with my own anxiousness, I had a couple of my own, go-to friends, my mum being one of them, to help me get through that as well. So anxiousness can stem or trigger from anything. For me, it was emails, because I used to receive some pretty damaging emails and confronting emails that would send my thoughts into such disarray. Even just now, there was a bit of an anxious moment that happened with my kids, and I kind of felt that feeling coming up again now, and just before I stopped here. And what I do, one of the tools that I use, is to talk to myself to say that, no, Penny, you're actually over that. You don't need to be scared of that anymore. So the anxiousness is a fear of a threat that might be happening. So, and that's what happens inside our mind. So that's where, I talk about mindset a lot, and the health of our mindset, and keeping some tools in place so that we know what to talk to ourselves about, or, going for a walk might help, turning on some music might help. For me, I used to just sit in silence. So what I do now is I turn some music on, and I've constructed a playlist of some of my favorite songs, from days gone by plus today, some modern ones, and I find that really helps me. Whereas before, I would actually just sit there in silence, and my thoughts would start terrorizing me, because I was scared that what I was perceiving at the time was actually going to happen. And do you know what? Some of the time it actually did happen, and yes, I got through it because here I am today, and I'm fine. I still become anxious. I don't call it my anxiety anymore, and rarely do I say the word, but because I call it now unknown, and I help other people to nickname it as well. So you're not labeling yourself with it, because anxiety is actually something we can all get over and get through. Back to what happened 10 minutes ago. I then just said to myself, Pen, you're over this, it's okay. You don't need to be scared of that person or those people or that area anymore. Now I'll share with you, because I started feeling it as I pulled into this shopping centre, because I've got to pop in to see, just to get a couple of things from the shop, and I'm at a shopping centre that in an area where I used to live, and a couple of bad experiences have happened here, and so I'm kind of sitting here in the car thinking, I hope I don't bump into, because it's people that complicate our minds, and it's other people that complicate, if they're not the right people or the right fit for us, they're people that complicate our anxieties, our fears, the stuff that's going on inside our head and in our physical outside worlds as well. So this is almost like a bit of a test for me, that I'm going to go in the shop here. Hope that I don't bump into the people that I don't want to bump into. But, sometimes that law of attraction thing happens, a lot. So I'm not going to think about it. As soon as I finish off this video, I won't think about it too much, and I'll just go in and get what I need to get and then come out, and away I go. I might even bump into some of the mates that I do know that live in this area that I absolutely love, and we're completely fine. So anyway, this is going to start not even a series, but like a whole way of life of helping all of us with our unknown, and for me to help you with your unknown, because it really helps. Sometimes you've actually got to push yourself out of the square to get through it, just to prove to your mind that the perceived threat isn't actually real. Sometimes it is real, granted, yes, but a lot of the time it's actually not. So anyway, peace and love, peace out, take care, have a great day, and I'll see you again really soon. Wish me luck as I go in. Not really, I'll be all right. See ya, bye.